Plus Sports and PlusTvAfrica on a Thursday. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. Mukail? Now, Mukail, at an initial stage, we heard that David Alaba, I call him Alaba, as it's pronounced, but they call him Alaba. He plays for the Austrian national team. He came to Nigeria at a point, so he said, and he tried to get into the Nigerian national team. He was told to go and bring money. So he went back to, and it's one of the biggest or best things to happen to the Austrian national team. Yeah. Anthony Joshua, the boxer, has confirmed too that he came to Nigeria to try and get into the Olympic team, Team Nigeria then, to go to the Olympics, and he was told to go and bring money. We have heard many more stories like that. In fact, we have been told that it's a norm that coaches who actually groom youngsters in football and other sports actually ask for money. So we end up taking the second best, and the real ones who can actually make it happen, who have the talent for it, don't ever have the money to pay. Now, I met an Egbon of mine who has a son who plays in the Italian Serie A, who brought his son to train with a few teams, and he was told straight, go and bring money. He's on the show today. Good morning, Temor Datowei.
Good morning, Wale Scott.
I'm glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much.
We're talking about corruption in football and sports generally. But let's try and single this out to you first, and then we'll talk about it generally. There was a point you brought your son in your patriotism. Very good footballer, plays in Italian Serie A. You brought him to Nigeria to come play for us. Well, the rest is, you tell us the rest.
All right. Well, Scott, let me correct the impression of playing for Serie A. He was in the academy of Sassuolo. Sassuolo is very close to my house where we were staying in Italy before we came back to Nigeria. So he actually went to Covenant University. So after leaving the university, all my people in my area, that's my friends, people that knows he plays football, comes around and says, Temo, please take this boy to a club. He knows how to play football too much. So I actually took him to a Premier League club in Nigeria here. They said they should go to the academy. I told them his age. They say I should reduce the age that he cannot come into the team. So when he was training with the academy team, I will even call names if you want me to call him. I'm not afraid because I'm not lying. The club was MFN. They said you should go and train with the academy in Iwaya. So I took him to Iwaya. He trained with them, played some friendly matches with them. Then the coach came to me and said, I have an asset. Said this boy is very good. So what will happen is I will have to reduce his age first. Then I will pay him some money for him to register him. Then I told him, pay him money for what that is not good enough, or why should I pay you money? I say, for me to allow him to play in this team, I have to settle him. Well, Scott, to cut the short story short, anytime we go to training, because I saw them drinking pure water when I go, I bought bottled water for them because I was like, academy team, Nigerian academy team, drinking sachet water. I used to buy bottled water, give them bottled water every day when I go there. So when he said so, I was so angry. Number one, he said he should reduce age. I said it's not possible. This boy was born in Italy. If he has to reduce his age, when he make it in Nigeria football, definitely some friends over there will cast him because they know him. His name is not changed. And if I try to falsificate the age, things will spoil for him, and I don't want it like that. So, well, let's go. That is all. So I just left. The coach is now the chief coach of MFM now. I think they call him Coach Super. I think it's about 3 years ago now. He was the academy coach then. Then the coach that went for Atlant, what is his name now? The former MF coach was the chief coach of MFM. He was the one that told me that I should take him to the academy. So it's like that while it's got. So I just stopped.
Now, Temo, your son was born in Italy, which means if he does well enough, he might end up playing for the Azuris.
That was then, but now he has left football. Well, it's got. He's working now, so it's okay by me.
What can we do to stop this?
He was actually in the academy of Sassuolo. It's a Division 1. It's a Serie A club in Italy. Before we came to Nigeria, I brought him back to Italy because when I was coming back to Italy, I had to come with my children. So after he left university, Covenant University, he keep on playing football. So people around me say I should take him to a club. So I find that time to take him to MFM. But the chief coach then, the coach now in Plateau, which club is he coaching now? He was former of Atlant last year. He said I should take him to academy to start from the academy. So I took him to the academy. The academy coach asked me to pay for me to allow my son to play with him. He actually played something.
Temo, how can we stop this in Nigeria? Anthony Joshua complained of the same thing. David Alaba complained. Daniel Igali complained. We have too many complaints, and now you are complaining. You are actually involved directly. It's your son in this case. How do we stop this?
Well, it's a big problem. I don't know how to explain it. First of all, they say I should reduce the age, which is not even possible. I can't do it. But if he has an Italian passport, if I try to falsify, or except probably we change name totally. Because we're doing that, if possible, maybe they call him to the national team. The same name, Leroy Datowei, definitely is going to be a problem to him in the future. You know, this world now is just one. People will see him in Italy and say, how come Leroy is now born in maybe 2006, 2005? I reduced his age. It's not possible. So I told him, we wouldn't let him use the real age. He was born 1993. So use the real age because there are no. That is the first problem first. Then before you say I should have to settle in.
Now, Mukael. Okay, Temor. Mukael, we have consistently had this problem. And we've always identified the fact that we are not doing well in world football as the Super Eagles because of age. You can't cheat nature. If you're actually 40 years old and you are claiming to be 25, someday, somehow, your age will tell on your body.
Yes.
And so we have consistently cheated nature. This is a man, a father, saying here, I was told to, first of all, reduce his age. And the guy was like, he was born in Italy. If he was in Nigeria, he was born. I can go to Ikeja, roundabout, and actually change my age right now. But he was born in Italy. I don't want to take that risk. He's back in Italy now working. You're like, well, if you had changed that age now, you could be in trouble right now.
Yes.
The man said no, and the man ended it by saying, go and bring money.
It's unfortunate, this particular story, because that son could have potentially played for Nigeria. And now
still be a footballer right now.
Yes, and now has left football entirely, and we might have lost one of the greatest talents in our generation, in this generation of footballers. But if we want to talk about solutions, we have to remember that there are ways to do these things that involve, you have to make use of science and technology. First of all, technology to create a database of basically Nigerians, so that no matter where you come from, if you're coming in to register, a database can be transferred. The information can be transferred from one database to another.
Okay, Temor, before I let you go, there was a point that the governor of Lagos State then, Fashola, insisted that, listen, let's go back to schools. Let's go and get these talents from schools instead of looking for them on the streets where they can actually falsify their ages. What can we do to ensure these ages are not falsified in future?
Thank you very much. Well, like you said, actually, that's the best thing is we have to go back to the secondary school. That is that principal cost of. I told Danil Amokashi when I met him, I think this year or last year, when they were doing a program at Onikon Stadium about principal cost of. I was there at the stadium. I met him one-on-one. Said, this is the right stuff. We have to go back to the secondary school to get them there. Even if they frustrate their age, it can't be more than 1 or 2 years, because with their classmates and things like that, we will find out there's that age. Not somebody who has left secondary school 4 or 5 years ago will come and tell you 17 years and you say you should go and play in under 17 World Cup. It doesn't work like that, Wale Scott. If we are really serious in this country, we have to go back to the secondary school. If possible, from 1, from 2, from 3. Then you will get the right age, Wale Scott.
Now, before I let you go finally, Super Eagles, they are doing not very well. They're not making us happy as usual. How would you speak for the technical abilities of Gennaro Raw?
Wale Scott, this one is too big for me.
I know it's I know.
For me, Gennaro Raw is doing a nice job. It's just that at times, some little mistakes, I don't know how to explain it. He's doing a nice job, but people keep on complaining that he has been here for 6 years, he's not doing anything. Before this man came to Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, that was the Tehran, before I came to Nigeria too, we did not qualify for 2 Nations Cup consecutively, straight like that. But since he came now, I don't know, we've been qualifying and playing, though we are not moving forward like people are used to saying. Wale Scott, for me, is doing it, because if it is a Nigerian coach now, probably people are glamoring for Munike, Siasia, whoever. Wale Scott, those bribery stuff will start coming up again. I am telling you the truth.
Okay, Temor Datowei, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wale Scott.
And we hope when we call you again, you will join us.
Anytime, any day.
Thank you very much. Now, there's this urge to want to make money. Every parent wants their child to be a John Obi Mikel. Everybody wants their child to be an Okocha. So they are willing to swear. You see mothers swearing about the time they gave birth to their children. Even at the point of lying, they will swear. that their child is actually this age. We know that if you go to Ikeja roundabout now, with 3,000 naira, you will get to falsify your age right now. They will change your age for you now.
But
and so it's kind of hard for the government, like I said earlier, to get a database to get how old we really are.
One thing I will say is that this is where science can actually help. Specialized doctors can tell the age of a person from
MRI is not 100%.
It's not 100%, but really once you have the X-rays, the biology, these people have done, because they can tell if you have the liver of an 80-year-old compared to a 20-year-old.
Sure.
They can tell if you have the heart of a 20-year-old compared to an 80-year-old. And with X-rays, they can tell how well worn your bones are. The truth is, science can figure out a lot of these things. And the fact that players are supposed to have fitness, they're supposed to have physicals with doctors when they're signing on to clubs. These things can be weeded out at the source, at the very beginning of their careers. Ultimately, it's just about will. Anything can get done in this world as long as people have the will to get it done.
It's funny when you realize that there was a particular Nigerian footballer then who was already a sergeant in the Nigerian police force, and he was claiming to be under 17. And we all know how long it takes you to actually become a corporal. Talk less of sergeants, and he was under 17. And I'm asking myself, he probably joined the police force when he was 9.
At the very least, somebody turned their eyes. Even if no one specifically helped him falsify the records, someone looked at the records, and as ridiculous as it seemed,
looks away. And this Kenyan, who has a case with FIFA right now, who was actually born in, was supposedly have been born in, actually in his files, he was born, his mother gave birth to him before he was born or something. Or he started playing football
but before he was
born.
Officially born.
Wow. Now, in the course of trying to hustle, to become great, African footballers will do anything, cross the seas from Libya to wherever, at the risk of taking their lives to actually go and play football abroad. Now, a group of young African refugees who fled to the UK and found salvation on a football coaching course in Scunthorpe have been forced to put their sporting dreams on hold after funding ended. Nigerians, Egyptians, different people from, and we all know how it works, we all know how they paint the stories that make it look really bad. So the Englishman feels like, the first guy that spoke, English guy, the coach, and the guy was like, he said they painted harrowing stories to him. I can imagine how much they must have garnished these stories for them. But the fact remains, they've all gone abroad to go and put their hope in eventually playing football, making money off playing football. And we know Africans are built to play football. Whether it's rugged football, whether it's skilled football, we're built to play football. These guys, unfortunately for them, the fundings they had during COVID and before COVID is gone. So they're actually appealing to the public to actually fund them so they can actually get their dreams together and play football in future.
Well, to pardon the pun, football is a refuge for a lot of people. Aside from the monetary advantages of playing and getting opportunities to play professionally, it's a refuge away from troublesome home lives that are difficult for young children, being persecuted. You have to run away from home, from your country, being on the wrong end of a civil war. You have to find peace where you can. And football has provided peace for the world, possibly the reason why the world has had more peace than in the past. In the last 20, 30 years, we've had more peace. We haven't had a serious major war in the world for a long, long time. And it's because of football. We know the impact that football has on the upbringing of children. Teamwork, communication, understanding, and at the very least, you gain skills that may allow you, even if you never get to play professionally, you might be able to go in the direction of trying to become a coach. You might have the opportunities to teach physical studies. You might become a physiotherapist or even a doctor because of your understanding of the human body based on how much wear and tear football can bring to it. So ultimately, this is an opportunity that these players are missing out on. And I hope that someone, somewhere, the public over there, find it in their heart, because the pandemic has made everyone have to sacrifice a lot.
True that.
And hopefully, they don't feel like they've sacrificed just enough.
I know for one, Arsenal actually put their acts together and formed a team with retired soldiers dropping £1 each.
Well,
and that's the Arsenal we see today. So maybe somebody, like you said, will find it
in their heart
to actually work around it. When I read this story this morning, I was like, what? Danil Medvedev was knocked out in the 4th round of the Indian Wells by Bulgarian Grigor Dimitrov yesterday, as the world number 2's near flawless start turned nightmarish in a 4-6, 6-4, 6-3 defeat. Medvedev broke Dimitrov's serve to open the match, easing through a near-perfect first set in which he won all but 4 of his first serve points and fired off 3 aces with just 5 unforced errors. The Russian who won his maiden major title at the US Open last month was up 2 breaks in the second set and seemingly on track for an easy victory. Medvedev broke back and then held serve, but it was too late as the world number 28 completed the stunning comeback in the following game before thrusting his arms aloft in triumph. The world number 3 against world number 28, and Grigor Dimitrov comes back from the dead and goes up against Medvedev and beats him all 3 sets.
You know, first off, sports, this is why we love sports, the unpredictability of it. The fact that one player who just won one tournament comes into another one and he's favorites, but some relative unknown comes in and beats him. For whatever reason, he has an off day and he loses. That's sports. But at the same time, we've talked about how in tennis right now, there is no room for any sort of dominance or monopoly on tournaments. The Djokovic, Nadal, Federer, they're all too old to do it like they used to. They can't have a whole year of winning tournament back-to-back or winning majority of the tournaments and having a prolonged period of success. No one is able to do that now. And for maybe because of these Zverev, Medvedev, Berrettini, these players are still learning what it takes to be consistent champions. Maybe they don't have it in them yet to dominate for a prolonged spell. At the same time, it might just be because the lane is too crowded with too much talent. And even the number 28, on a good day, he is as strong as anybody else.
True that.
So we're enjoying some wonderful tennis at this point, and we will for a long time.
Now, this morning, I want to try and journey into the mind of a criminal. I want to try and journey into the mind of a man who murders, who is a psychopath, and how do they think? Somebody who goes out there for the Olympics, he or she goes to the World Cup for you, wins medals, wins laurels for you, and then you think the next thing to do is not to praise her, not to hail her, not to pray for her, but to kill her. Let's look at the story first. Long-distance runner Agnes Tirop, Kenya's 2-time world championship bronze medalist, was found stabbed to death at home. Athletics Kenya said yesterday. 25-year-old represented Kenya in the 5,000 meters event at the Tokyo Olympics and finished 4th in the finals after clocking 14.3902 seconds. Now, last month, Tirop smashed the women-only 10 kilometers world record in Germany, crossing the line in 30.01 in shave 28 seconds from the previous record held by Morocco's Agnes Tirop from 2002. Now, Tirop won bronze medals at the 2007 and 2019 World Championships in the 10,000 meters event and also won the 2015 World Cross Country Championships. Now, this woman has won, in the long distance, she's won everything that matters for Kenya. Was this a robbery gone wrong? Whatever the case may be, whoever went there knew who she was, knows what she has done for the country, and knows that she doesn't deserve to die like this.
Even if she wasn't two-time bronze.
Nobody deserves to die like this.
Nobody deserves to die like this. People's lives are upended in such a way that it not only affects who they are, what they've done, and robs the general public of a great giant or a potential world savior, because every human being has the potential to do great things. But ultimately, you cause so much heartache and brokenness in the hearts of those who love them, the families, the friends, those who rely on them. You take away someone that people depend on, maybe for monetary reasons, maybe for, for emotional and emotional stability, love, comfort. And you do this to someone that is in the spotlight like this, even if he didn't recognize her. It begs the question, was he on drugs? Was he out of his mind? Was he insane in every sense of the law or even medical sense? I don't know how to get into the minds of someone like this, and I don't want to. I really don't. And I don't think any of us should try to understand what it takes to take a life that was about to do so much. Potentially, we're living in a world now where women are getting to speak up more. Women are using platforms like being talented sport athletes to step up and create messages for others to follow.
Okay. Well, it's so sad. May her soul be Agnes Tirop's soul rest in perfect peace. We had Temor Datowei join us on the show this morning talking about corruption in sports and how we can actually reduce or eradicate it totally. And he spoke about his son, who was a good footballer but was told to go and bring money before he plays for Nigeria. So sad. Thank you very much, Temor Datowei, for joining us this morning. Mukayo Tinubu, well, we're going to be leaving them with the refugee football story. People who are trying to actually make a living in the UK.
And I hope that we don't think that the responsibility to help others who are trying to pursue a dream rests in the hands of somebody else far away. We can do it as well.
Plus Sports and Plus TV Africa join us same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Wally Scott. Like I always advise you at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.